Howdy! How is everybody this evening? I'm going to do a little bit of bead work, and I thought you all might like to join me. So I've got my supplies here. Got me a cup of coffee. I'm ready to go. So as you can see, I've got some owls out here on display. I really love these little owl beads. They're so cute. Before I get started making stuff, I'm going to make a bracelet. I've got the beads selected here and a pair of earrings. But before I get started, I wanted to share with y'all this little beauty. Slim got this for me when we went to the craft store the other day, and its little tail is all segmented. I love it. I've been wearing it. You've probably seen it in a couple of my videos. I've been wearing it all the time. So pretty. It's got a little yellow on the edge. I love it. I wanted to show that to you. I'm going to be wearing some of my friendship bracelets this evening. This one's twin belongs to Josie. And this one's twin belongs to little Ozzy. I like to make two bracelets exactly the same and give one to a friend. So, the first thing I'm going to do is get some of my clear stretch cord, and I'm going to pull off a good piece, quite a bit longer than I actually need for the bracelet. So that's, that's well over a foot. At first I was doubling it up to make sure it was good and strong, but this cord is really strong and I don't think it needs to be doubled. So on one end I take my little clippies and I clip it so the beads don't fall off. And then I can just begin adding beads. So I'm going to start with this end. And usually the first thing I put on is a bead with a pretty good hole in the center, not a tiny hole. That way when I knot it, I can pull the knot back through this hole here and hide the knot in the bracelet, in the bead I mean. So I've got my first bead on there, and I'm going to use bead caps on these beads. So then I'll do a bead cap. I've got my music set up so when it goes off I'm about out of time. So I'm going to try and get this done during my little pre-scheduled time. So that's a real pretty spacer with rhinestones in it. Add a bit of bling. So then I'm going to put another bead cap. I'm capping all the beads. I have deep cobalt blue smooth glass beads like this. They have a little bit of white swirl in them. I have the sparkly beads. I really do like things that sparkle and catch the light. These adorable owls. And the diamond spacers, or rhinestone spacers. So next up, oh, we're going this way, right, is an owl. I have to remember to show you guys. Then we'll do another spacer. It's not as easy to do as when I hold it close. And sometimes the holes are a little malformed. They're not punctured cleanly. and I'll have to choose a different spacer. So far, you have owl and bead with a diamond or rhinestone spacer. I hope I have time to do the whole bracelet and the pair of earrings, but we'll see. So after the owl, do another spacer and another cap. And I'm just going to continue on like this. Capping the beads and putting spacers between. I'll put a few beads on display here so everybody can enjoy them. And I thought I might switch bracelets. This one's twin belongs to Cameron. And this one's twin belongs to Belinda. She also gave me this, which I don't take off. I wear it all the time. I've been really liking these owl beads. I bought them kind of just on an impulse the first time. And then when I went back and actually started looking for owl beads, my goodness, I found just a treasure. So many different kinds. There's these primary colored. Then I found 2 strands of the original beads that and there's a little slightly different. See, like that, they're just slightly different. Like these have little dark marks that are bigger and darker on the back than these. But they're very similar. These have gold on them. Whereas these, yeah, those are gold. Well, they look kind of pewter. These are my favorites. I love them. I'm looking forward to making something out of them, but I don't know exactly how that's going to go down yet, so. I love these beads. So pretty. When y'all was a kid, you ever get a button, a large button, and put it on a string and put the string back through there and do it like this, bzz, 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 and make it buzz? We did that when we were kids. Little old cheap toy for the kiddos. It's really cool too. It's fun to play with. Some of the most simplest things are the most fun to play with, like, you know, a jump rope. This cobalt blue is so pretty. I'm looking forward to doing a pour painting with just blue, you know, the real deep blue like this, and pure white. That really appeals to me. I want to do a pull string painting that way too. I love the dark blue and white together like this and like this. I think that I'm going to try doing one with a colander. You can paint the canvas white, and then you set a colander, you know, just a round bottom colander with pretty good sized holes in it, and I happen to have one. You set it in the middle of the canvas there, and you do a pour cup of just like cobalt blue and pure white. You pour back and forth in your pour cup, and then you pour that cup slowly in the center of the colander that is placed in the center of the prepared canvas, and it pours out into like a china pattern. It's gorgeous. I really want to try it, but so far, however we do the paintings, they turn out totally different than what we expect. So I have no idea. I've come to, I put that bead on backwards, y'all. I'm going to put it back on. Right. I have no idea what to expect with those pour paintings, especially not with the colander, because who knows what it's going to do. And you'll put a bunch of a certain color in there and you'll be expecting something and it will turn out very different. Although every time it's been really cool. It's been very different. So the bracelet's coming along nicely here. We can kind of see what it's going to look like. These little owls, they kind of remind me of Totoro. Y'all know Totoro? It's a Japanese cartoon. I really love Totoro. He's a forest spirit. I like that. My son's name is Forrest. I put on 2 more bracelets. This one's twin, belongs to Rachel. And this one's twin, belongs to Virginia. So that's my collection of friendship bracelets so far, but I have more friends and I'm going to make more bracelets. This is going pretty good. I'm liking the way that it looks. I've always liked blue. It's real flattering, I think. I always dressed my son in blue because he has lovely blue eyes, really bright blue eyes like me. And I always dressed him in blue from the time he was a tiny baby. All of his best outfits had a little royal blue in them, at least a little. Or, you know, if he had a tie, it would have at least a few little sparks of blue in there. I keep forgetting to come right into the center of the camera here. I'm not used to displaying my skills. I find beading to be very relaxing. It doesn't look like I'm going to have time to finish. Maybe the bracelet, not the earrings. I did an ASMR video tonight, and I was hoping to catch the sound of the frogs and the night animals and things. And what I got was a train. And there's a train going by now. And it has been a busy night for trains. And every time I got everything situated and was about to record, the dadgum train came through. So you know what? I said, I'm just going to record the train sounds. I don't know if you can hear that now, but there's one going by honking right now. And, you know, some people like that. They like to hear a train in the distance. Well, my music stopped, so that means I'm about out of time. I'm going to have to go, but I'm glad you joined me, and we'll do this again. Y'all be sweet.